Hey, what's up, tea sippers? It's your girl, Kanika Shanae, aka The Pretty Hustler, and you already know what it is. I'm back at it again with another tea and hip hop episode. This one is particularly special to me because it's the first female to be featured on my show right now. Like, she booked me and everything, so she got me hyped. But before we get started, you already know what I need you to do. I need you to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss another episode with me again because honestly, it would be a tragedy. So, without further ado, Acie Slayter, let's get spilling.
Uchi Wally might let them bang bang. Little mama, lot of pride like I'm Kanye. Every beat a homicide, I should make change. Cause I'm a knight every day like a great dane. I want it, I get it, I'm ready to go. A bitch cold, but she chillin' like it's 60 below. I be cold to these niggas cause they like a challenge. And I'm smooth to these niggas cause I keep the balance. And I'm on to the next one. Yeah, I'm steady flexing. Catch me in Harlem, I be jigging and finessing. Yeah, free blessing, better free Renzen. Catch him in that coupe and they just might jet ya. Catch me in Wagner, my niggas got no problem. I come from Second Ave, you know we steady mobbing. Niggas do not play no games with you bitches. If you start snitching, you know you getting stitches. I am a real bitch, you are a apprentice. You are a rookie, you are a freshman. I am an expert, look at the black belt. Bitch is so mad, now she black and she got felt. I got hands for anybody that got problems. I got bars, anybody, so keep dropping. And if you sending beats my way, just know I'm like a coke line dope and I don't play. I'm a real bitch, you's a fake bitch. Why you hating? Why you mad, bitch? I'm just asking, I'm not saying. And if you wanna shoot the deuce, I ain't playing. I was raised in a hard knock, I was raised in a hard block. I'm a hard bitch like a hard cock. Bitch can't get the John Hancock. I sign her off if she wanna act tough. Wanna act up, I will call your bluff. I pull cards and these bitches acting tough every day of their life, but they don't do nothing when they talking about it and they really think this is a real freestyle. You know I spit wild, I don't gotta pretend for no damn child. And I don't gotta play games with these fake rappers, these fake bitches and these fake shoe damn tappers. Let me tell you something about the real bitch. I don't even know that I'ma hit the kill switch. I am a real bitch, you are a fake one. She wanna get bunched and she don't stack ones. You buns like bakery, bitch, you mad dumb. You wanna come through, but you're just a dumb bum. I don't even know, I might switch up the flow. If you catch me with my niggas, they like adios. I chuck a deuce, but I ain't peaceful. Bitch, don't get hit with the peace, boo. I got a couple niggas around me, those my peoples. I like squares around me cause they lethal. I don't got no circle, that shit's like a period. I keep that bitch leaking like she on her period. I keep them niggas in the coop and they really with it. If they pull up then they gonna hit that bitch and she be snitching. I'm just saying, I'm a real one, a fake one. If you wanna come around, you cannot take one. Mob deep talk about shook one. I ain't a shook one, but I see you over there looking, hun. I might just take your man, I got another plan. I got your poppy coming around, he talking about damn. I don't even got a fat ass though. So if your nigga wanna hit it, then I'm gonna send him to the door. I might fuck up on a freestyle every now and then, but let me get the Henny and the pen, I'm going in. And let me get the Henny and the men, I'm never stopping. These niggas know I come through one person and I'm mobbing.
Okay, so I'm extremely excited tonight. If you guys don't know yet, you will know that me and Acie are about to make history tonight because she's the first female to ever be on my show. Like, book me like, yo, shorty, I need you. Like, I need to be on your show. And this is way longer, way overdue. I actually met Acie at my very first hosting for the She Rocks Alone ENT showcase. And off top, just her stage presence was amazing. And her bars, definitely breathtaking. As you could see, like, she even lost a little breath because she was like, oh, snap, like that shit was really dope. And, you know, just her unapologetic female feminism. Like, she's just overly, you know, excited about women empowerment, and she's definitely not afraid to show her sexuality, which is pretty much almost frowned upon in the industry nowadays, because women nowadays, they're not talking about the things that she's talking about. And of course, I gotta go over the top and book somebody that is talking about something that I'm interested in and not just about cash, money, and Molly. So I just want to thank you for coming on my show.
No problem.
And especially thank you for your patience because this is long overdue.
Definitely.
So let's get right into it. Let's start off with your name.
Well, my name is Acie Slayter, like Acie Slayter from Saved by the Bell, but I had to put slay in it because I slay every beat that I get, I had to toot my own horn real quick.
That's a fact. And you said that it stands for, I just want to read this and get it right. Ascension, creativity, intellect, and energy.
Yes.
What made you choose such a powerful group of words to put together to make your stage name?
Well, I started off as Ace Monroe when I was around 18 is when I really started dropping music. And, every girl was coming out with Monroe. So I was just like, I need to change it. And around that time, I started getting into crystals and meditation. So I meditated one day and I wrote these 2 songs. It was like the best songs I ever wrote at that time. I loved them so much. And I was like, you know what? My name needs to stand for something. So then I started thinking of the things that were important to me. And then it was ascension, creativity, intellect, and energy. Those are all things that I think I center my life around in my music. So I was like, it's perfect. Like, I just added the I to Ace. It just worked perfectly. And then I'm like, what's my last name going to be? I loved Acie Slayter from Saved by the Bell. It was like my first crush besides Romeo from the Steve Harvey show. So I was just like, Acie Slayter.
I like That's Romeo. Perfect. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, he was fine.
Slayer. So the whole time I was thinking, I was like, maybe she meant like Buffy the Vampire Slayer type.
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, you might be, I'm just saying.
Might use that for a concept.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that was dope. So, wow. Okay. So speaking of, you said you were talking about, the crystals and things like that. You also mentioned, one of your biggest influence is your ancestors.
Yes,
which
definitely.
Your ancestors most likely be my ancestors. And
definitely. We're all connected.
Exactly. So you mentioned, I want to say this right, Egun,
yes. Egun, that means ancestors, basically. Those are like the ancestors that passed away because we're a reflection of our ancestors. We live their lives, their struggles all over again, but we just live it in different ways, a different time. We have technology now, so the struggle's a little bit different, but it's always one and the same if you really look back. We all go through the same thing, so it's really about breaking generational curses and generational bad habits that we got over time. So I would have my altar set up, and this is like the best thing I think I ever did in my whole life, because if I told my story, it was like full of chaos. My life is full of chaos my whole life since I was a kid. This is the first time in my life I actually had no drama, like literally no negativity, besides people just being extra. But that's them. But that's with me, stuff. I feel so at peace. And it's because I literally get on my knees every night and I just talk to my ancestors. And I'm just like, guide me to the right people, the right situations. If you think I'm not doing something right, let me know. And they really talk to you. If you pay attention, they talk to you every day. It could be somebody walking down the street. It could be a song that you hear that just speaks to you at that moment. It could be the same numbers. Like you see 222 everywhere you go.
Right.
It could be something as simple as that. Like little signs like that lets me know that, okay, I'm connected to something. Because synchronicities, I don't believe in coincidences.
You don't?
Yeah, I believe that everything happens for a reason, whether it's good or bad. So, synchronicities, if I see the number 22, it's a message that I need to be paying attention to, because every number has an energy, has a frequency. So then you can just, look up what does 2 stand for? What energy does that hold? That'll give you some type of... And every time I saw a number or something, I kid you not, it was the message that I needed for that moment. It was the message that I needed for that moment. People might say, oh, that's all you in your head. But it's I would say that I was an atheist before. I was I didn't believe in anything because my life was so bad. And this is the first time that I actually say that I believe in it. And I don't see anything. There's no proof in my face that I'm I can physically see it, but I can believe in it because I can literally feel it. It's amazing. It's one of the most amazing things to get into.
That's it. I mean, spiritually, that touched me because, not only as a woman, but as an African American person, I go through things all the time, day in and day out. And sometimes you look for some type of guidance. And I remember one time I was at work and I shouted, I was like, oh my God, I have no idea what's going on. And this lady, completely different race of mine, but she was like, don't shout out the Lord's name in vain. That's not good. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, to be honest,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not sure if it matters or it resonates to me,
Yeah.
It's just something that I was taught since I was younger.
Yeah.
So with that being said, who brought you up to have this new outlook on life, or that was just something that you had to find in a journey?
I found it. It was literally a journey. I had a really bad breakup. I was in a really bad relationship with a guy who was older than me. So, imagine me being 18, first boyfriend ever, going out into the world, and I don't know much already because my mom, she had her own situation with my dad. So my life has always been full of bad examples of men, and just like verbal abuse and sometimes, physical abuse. So I was in a really dark place after my breakup, and I stopped doing my music. Like, I let that relationship stop everything that I was working for, and I went away to the Poconos. And I went to like this Native American ground, and they were selling dream catchers. I'm like, I'm going to get this dream catcher. And then one day when I was home, I just looked up dream catchers on Google because I broke mine. And I just started seeing dream catchers with crystals. So I'm like, what the hell is a crystal? Then I started looking up crystals, and I'm like, wait, crystals have what? Metaphysical properties, abilities, energy? I was like, no, what's this? And then I bought books now. I love to read anyway, so I just started buying books, and I just started reading. And then I found the Botanica, and I walked into the Botanica, and it was just like I got this overwhelming feeling of positive energy. Like I needed to be there at that moment. And I didn't even meet my teacher, or I say my godmother who teaches me everything now. I didn't even meet her yet. This is just me like being curious, and I just felt so right there. And then a lady came to me and she said, you just gave me chills. I walked in with all blue on. And blue is the color for Yamaya. That's the goddess, or you wouldn't really call her goddess, you'll call her an element of God, basically. She connected to the ocean because she followed the slaves over when they got taken out of Africa. So her spirit followed us over in the ship. So she rules the ocean. And I'm a Pisces. That's the fish. Was wearing all blue. Her color is blue, and her number is 7. 7's always been my favorite number. Like I have OCD, so I would really, 7 was my number.
Okay.
For everything. Everything had to be in 7s. I would have my shoes lined up like that. It was just weird the way I was. So when I walked in, for her to be like, I think you're connected to this Orisha. And then I see that the color is blue. The number is 7. So I just automatically bought the candle. And when I lit the candle, I started to have the most weirdest dreams ever. Like, it was times where I can hear the ocean literally and feel the breeze and everything in my ear while I'm laying in my bed, and I'm just what the hell? I was kind of scared because when you jump into something like that,
that's
and, society
powerful.
has you thinking that all of that type of stuff is like rooted in like satanic work, but it's not.
Right.
And the more you get into it, like, you don't get any bad feeling from it. It depends on what you use it for too. Because people do use it for negative stuff, but I'm not that kind of person.
Just like witchcraft.
Yeah,
people use that for negative energy, and our ancestors didn't use it for negative energy at all.
They definitely didn't. They really used it for like divination, because this life, we come back here to live our lives again, fix the mistakes that we made before, and to live our purpose, like our full purpose, and live, because it's mind, body, and spirit. They all need to be aligned. And you think about it, every day we're not aligned, mind, body, and spirit. Your mind is in one place, your body's probably at home, don't want to get up and go to work, and your spirit, you constantly questioning things. The ego always gets in the way. When you think, oh yeah, let me call this person and apologize, the ego jumps in like, you don't need to apologize. Mind, body, and spirit is never aligned in this world. And after I went to the Botanica, it was just like I was on the right track. I was still going through things because I still had to clean house of the negative energy around me.
Correct.
But it was good that I found it, because like after that, it was just like, now I feel like this is the result of all the BS that I had to get out of my life. Like, I went on a clean sweep. 2014, clean sweep. I started cutting people off like crazy, like, because I started getting readings and I started to get more into it. And then after that, like, I avoided so much stuff. Like, I avoided so many problems that I could have potentially had. Like,
I'm really big on, actually, the same, I don't want to say the exact same experience, even though I would love to experience that. Like, you got to take me to that place, the Botanica.
Definitely, right on one side.
Sis, I got it.
Beautiful.
But I kind of had a similar experience with, like, I had a big, horrible breakup. And it's just, I turned to a place where I really didn't like, that I started doing things that I really didn't like. And what came around was I think it was my 23rd birthday. And this guy that I was kind of talking to, but, I didn't really think anything of it. He took me to meet up with his cousin, and we were talking, and I was telling him, about how, I want to go see a psychic. Because me and my mother, at least, we're really big on that. Yeah. I went when I was younger. I was about, I want to say 7. And she was spot on. Like, when I say everybody was going to her, when we were living in Brooklyn, she had a full house to see her.
She was really good.
Yeah. So she was spot on. And the guy, his cousin was like, you know what? Instead of going to a psychic, because sometimes, they're rigged and they just want your money, go to a spiritual advisor.
Yes.
And I was like, what's that about? Gave me his card and I met up with the guy was so, you look at him and you would never think that he had all this knowledge or anything like that. He met me at Wendy's.
Oh, wow. See?
He met me at Wendy's.
Those type of moments.
Yeah. So, and he sat down, he laid out everything without really saying exactly what he really wanted to say or what I wanted to know. You know,
he didn't have to ask you anything, did he?
No.
See? Yeah.
He was just, what he did, he laid out cards and then, I don't know, like he kind of but the cards weren't like, Jack or Ace, and then like they were spiritual cards, and I'm just like,
tarot cards, yeah.
What?
They're
He told me
amazing.
everything, and then from that point on, I found out exactly what happened with me and my ex, why everything went wrong and all the nonsense, and I got all the answers that I needed, and I started cutting off people too.
Yeah.
It's that type of stuff that brings out your creativity.
Yeah.
Because I was in a dark space where I was like, I'm gonna just get to the bag and forget everything else, which is not really me. Yeah. I'm a lot more outgoing. So with that being said, women, they're very open as far as with their feelings, especially women in the industry, especially rappers. Yeah. They're known to put their heart on their sleeve in their song and talk about love. You told me that one of, another creative side of yours is film.
Yes. Oh, I think it really was anime that put it really to the forefront, because I went to a film high school. Like, I didn't go through high school. I was really a bad kid. I dropped out of 10th grade and was like, I don't like school. I'm going to get my GED. But I went to a film school, and I was always good at the creative classes. 99 was my grades. I always got the highest grades in those classes. So I went to a film school, then I went to college for TV production. And I was just like, I really can see myself doing this. Like, when I tell you I BS'd on my final, and I wrote my final within like the couple 30 minutes before class, and I got an A on it. Like, that's how good I was.
Wow.
A script and everything, because I was just always good at stuff that was creativity based. And like TV production though, I really would, because my spiritual, I would incorporate that so much in my shows. And I always wanted to do shows with like Cartoon Network, because they have Tsunami, and then they have Adult Swim, and then they have the regular scheduled program that they have. And I would love to have like a show on each one of those. Oh, sorry. One on each one of those, like to cater to my mom. Mine is crazy. And I'm pretty funny. I like to think I'm pretty funny. I make people laugh. So,
I think you're pretty funny.
I think I could do some comedic things too. I always wanted to get into TV production though, or be an actress, because I'm very over dramatic. And I'm pretty good at acting. I like to think I am,
I see you on the big screen. I haven't seen your acting skills yet, but from the video that you shot with Hail Mary, that was pretty,
it took me so much to do that.
Really?
Like, yeah, like people were staring at me.
You did say that you were an introvert.
Yeah, I'm really introverted. Like, I don't like attention, but I like music. So I knew that it was something I had to give. Like, I couldn't be miserable and just sit at home. And I want to write for other people, but I also want to write my story and have people hear it and also agree with it and listen to it. Because when I get to a certain point of fame, I think that I'll go to the background a little bit and I'll write for people.
And start writing for people.
Yeah, for people.
Most
and stuff
people
like
do that because, after a while, it's like, okay, my story has been told.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's done. So there's nothing left for me to say. Now I'm at the point where I want other people to tell their story, but kind of through my hands.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you like film, you want to be an actress. If you could name one movie that describes your love for your artistry, what would it be?
That's a good question.
Wow. I got one.
That's a really good question, because there's so many different movies. Okay. But you know what movie just came in my head right now? Love Jones.
Wow.
Because I wasn't allowed to listen to hip-hop when I was a little kid. So
you did say that your father was not with it.
He was not with it. But
Most
you know what I
dads are
found
not.
out? He was a pimp. He just now decided to tell me and my sister that when we got older. So
he was a part of that kind of like that life.
So he didn't want us to be exposed to that. So it was Radio Disney all the time. So I knew Destiny Child, I knew some R&B music, but then it was like Britney Spears. I love Britney Spears.
Yeah.
And then he used to play Cher a lot. So I really got a deep love for Cher and Tina Turner. I love her too. So I wasn't allowed to listen to hip hop music. So the first time I ever heard a hip hop song, I was in love. Like, he couldn't keep me from it after that. I used to steal his CDs, and I stole his Little Kim Hardcore CD. He had 2. And when I tell you, I went to Best Buys, and I bought the, like, big pack of blank CDs, and I burnt that CD over and over again, because I already knew when he found out listening to it, he broke the CD, but he didn't know I had, like, 50 of them. And then I had a CD player, so I was on my way to school just singing it, not knowing what any of the stuff she's talking about, and it's completely nasty. And I'm just like, I like this. Like, why is she so vulgar? Why is she so unapologetically like raunchy? She's everything that men don't want us to be or tell us that we shouldn't be. And I was like, I love it. Because, you know, you got to pretend for your parents. And all my life, I always had to pretend I'm the oldest. I always had the blame put on me. So it was always, I had to be this. Be what everybody wanted me to be. And I was like, no, I'm going to be a rapper.
Me too. It's the same. Like, everybody is like, so why don't you become a doctor? Why don't you become a lawyer? It was to the point where my father literally picked out a school, a college for me to go to. And he was like, you have to go here. It was either I go there, apply there, or he wasn't going to give me money for my senior trip.
Oh, man.
So I was like, you know what? I don't need the money for the trip. Because I'm not, you know, I'm my own person at the end of the day. You mentioned about the fact that society doesn't want women to be a certain way, raunchy. You know, how do you feel about that? Because nowadays we got girls in videos with the 9.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you know what? I love it. I love it when it's real. I love it when
it's not a facade.
You really toting a gun and you really out here and you really, that's the life you live. If that's real for you, then I love it, because I want you to be yourself. When it's fake, I don't appreciate it, because then it's like you're robbing yourself the opportunity to let the world see who you truly are.
Yeah.
It's no reason for you to have to pretend. Like, I really feel like it's no reason to have to pretend. And that's what I had to learn. I used to always try to be this, you know, be down when I have Jordans. My father would not buy me stuff like that. Like, I don't know what his parents did. Like, he would just not buy me stuff
I swear,
like that.
I went to the store, like, we went to, where did we go? Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday, and it was winter. I think we went to Dick's Sporting Good, and my mother had specifically told him that I needed a pair of Timbs for school. He did not. Like, he walked directly past the Timbs. He went to go pick up a pair of lugs. Sis.
I know you was tight.
Sis. I said, are you kidding me? Like, I'm young, but of course, I'm living in Brooklyn. Like, I know what Timbs are.
Exactly.
Like, I've already had my first pair. It's not like, you know, you're like robbing me of something, but you damn sure robbed me this time. I'm like, you know.
Like,
and
really
he literally tried to pay for them, but guess what? They didn't fit.
Right. That's what you get for that one.
They didn't fit.
He would just never. Like,
try next time.
I used to try to pretend to be something I wasn't. So I would just be in school, like, and be loud and just be, you know, a goof. I was the class clown. Like, when I tell you we couldn't get through the class without me getting kicked out of class, we couldn't get through the class without me getting kicked out. Like, I was just always that kind of kid, because I felt like I had to compensate for something that I didn't have. So now I'm older, and I'm just like, I'm not about to sit here and pretend for anybody. Like, I had to learn that people actually like me for who I am. Like, I never had to pretend to begin with. It, like, for me to see people that are older, around my age, maybe 18, 19, and they're pretending, and you really can see that it's not them. Like, it makes me sad, because it's like, you shouldn't have to do that to yourself, and society shouldn't even have you feeling that way in the first place. But that's our fault, because we are just like, I feel like it's so focused around negativity, especially when it comes to women. Like the slut walk with Amber Rose, I love it.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody just is like, why are you embracing that word and stuff like that? But it's like, you say it all the time.
I've gotten called a slut when I was a virgin, and I literally haven't done anything with anybody. I've had guys sit there and lie and say, oh yeah, she does this and that, she's a slut. So to the point where I just don't care. It doesn't, damn if I do, damn if I don't.
Right,
so guess
exactly.
what? I'm not gonna live my life Same thing with the N-word, though. Like, I got into a situation on the train with somebody who was, like, being very extra and being very racist. And I had to let them know, like, you think you spewing that N-word to me is going to make me upset, but there's nothing you can say to me anymore. Like, there's nothing you can say to me anymore that will make me really get upset at you. I feel bad for you that you have to focus so much on that negative energy. I see what your life is like. Like, I see what your life is like. I see you. You're trying to argue with me because you're trying to hide something that you're going through in real life. And I can't help you with that. But I see you. And I'm not going to argue with you. Like, I'm not going to do it. Just if a guy called you a slut. Like, a guy, he got mad at me last week because I didn't want to deal with him anymore and called me, like, all types of hoes. And I was just like, you're so upset. Like,
he going to regret that.
Really, though. They always do.
He going to regret that. But you know what? About the N-word. First, I mean, nigga,
I get it.
You know, see the thing. I had seen a post on Instagram that, you know, it shed some light to the word because it actually was used from our ancestors way before, you know, it was made. Right. It was made in a derogatory light. And when she said that, I was like, okay. And it's the same thing like, bitch, like, I've actually tried to stray away from actually saying that word. But there are things to it where people use it in a negative light or you use it as like, you know, you my bitch and stuff like that. And so I'm like, you know, the great thing about us as African American people, we can take any derogatory frame of word towards us and turn it into something positive.
Absolutely.
Which is pretty dope.
That's why it doesn't even bother me anymore. I have a lot of very unpopular opinions when it comes to things like that. Because a lot of people are like, how could you not be upset? And I'm just like,
what am I upset for? I'm
life
living
is
my
not
life.
That serious for me no more. Like,
I'm living my life.
People are just really negative, and that's their problem. That's their business. I identify with a group of people that know how to mind their business.
Exactly.
And that's what I do.
I'm minding my business too. I'm minding my business too. Really? And that's what I like. You know, another woman, you mentioned Cher, that she was unapologetic. She was white, but, you know, unapologetically
sexy. Her sense of style is what I really love. And when I get my budget get up and stuff,
you gonna get on it?
And you see what I pop out with? Oh my God. Like her and Tina Turner, when they used to do their duets, like the fits. Like, it was classy, but it was sexy. It showed a lot of skin, but it showed just enough to leave the mystery for the men to fawn over them. Like, right. I loved it. Like, just a walking sex symbol. And she still looks so good.
Absolutely.
So good. And she does not take anything from anybody. Like,
no. And I've actually, after seeing her in a few, like, little, like, reality shows, like, guest judging shows and stuff like that, I'm like, yo, she really don't give no fuck. I mean, when you come to a certain plateau in your career, and you're like, why should I give a rat's ass about anything that you're saying? Really, I've been there, done that already. What do I need you to tell me what to do?
Exactly, though.
I'm trying to help you, sis.
People always feel like they can tell you what's best for you, but they only can see it through their own perspective. So it's never really what's best for you in the end. Anyway, like, that's why I love her. She doesn't let anybody tell her anything. And then Tina Turner, you know, the domestic violence. That's where I really connect with her. Because, you know, I had a little situation with a guy. That's where, you know, I could write love songs, but I'm just not.
For what?
I'm just not there. Emotionally, I guess.
You mean like.
I love the idea of love. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love. Like, I can't wait till I fall in love.
Unapologetic love.
Yes, but, like, I'm just not in the, like...
mind frame?
Yeah, mind frame of it. I'm really not. Like, people be like, love. I'm thinking about, like, my love for music, my love for nature. I'm thinking about all the other things that I love.
Well, there's all different types of love. You know, not every time you think about love, it always has to equate to another human being. We were just talking about that, actually. You know, how you said that, you know, you have a love for the Chinese culture, which...
And Japanese, yeah, both of them. The Chinese, they a little racist. I ain't gonna lie. They be doing a lot of little racist things. They love to be racist towards black people, but then they want to jack our culture and stuff. So China, but Japan, I could mess with them on some real... I like Japan.
And your love for anime, too.
Yes. Oh,
I gotta talk... Because you was mentioning all this stuff and about how, you know... the stuff that they do on the show is actually history.
Yes. Oh my God. So, Attack on Titans. I'll just start with that one right there because people think I'm crazy, but if you read the Bible, it's in the Bible too. See, so if you're really a Christian, then that means you ain't really on your stuff because all of that stuff is right in the Bible too. So you can't tell me that I'm lying. Then you pretend like it's fact. That means it's fact. Then.
Right.
Titans, the fallen angels, when they started messing around with humans, basically it was like crossbreeds. They had like really, really, really giant people, and they used to like eat the humans basically. And if you look in Japanese historic culture, they have like stories that tell the same story, so they all correlate between like different religions and stuff, the stories about it. And then Attack on Titans is basically about a town, and they get attacked by literally the titans that they talk about in the Bible, that they come through and they're eating the people and everything. And I was just like, watching it at first, I was just like, this is crazy.
Right.
But then I'm like, let me go just research. Because when I started watching Naruto, they were talking about chakra, and that's how I found out about the 7 chakras that we have in our body. So I'm like, let me just go look. And then my mom brought up to me in the Bible, so I'm just reading and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Yet again, another anime based off of something that's historical. They doing this for a reason. Like, I was watching this guy, I can't remember his name, and he was talking about, American television. They have all these crazy, like, the apocalypse and, like, aliens, but they put that in a movie, so when it happens in real life, we like, oh, yeah, we knew that. That was a possibility. We saw it in a movie. So I'm like, they have to be doing the same thing. They have to be putting this information here so you can find it that way, because we don't read nowadays. We just in our phones, we scrolling through Instagram. When's the last time somebody can honestly say they went to a bookstore and bought a book?
Right.
I take 2 days off of Instagram every week, like as a vacation, not to get too caught up in it.
Think about it, sis. You do.
I do.
I'm like, yo.
It's like, and people are like, oh, you don't promote enough. Oh, you don't. But it's
you
really
have to,
like,
it's a spirit.
It really
is
is
a spiritual thing. You have to, get your mind ready to create. And sometimes I'm trying to like remove myself from social media as well. Like, I don't post as much. I might maybe put something in my stories a couple of times, but like just to get off of that, get that mind frame of bettering my mental health and my spiritual before I can, actually sit up here and be like, oh yeah, I created this. But to me, you have no idea what was going on in the back,
And imagine having your empire built and you still just got all this negative energy and stress from before that you never got rid of.
Right.
Imagine it's gonna fall.
That's why all these rappers now, they be crying in their songs and stuff like that.
Prime
example, Drake's song. Drake's whole album was basically a story about what he was going through throughout his whole the creation of his album. And everybody's like, well, still, he should have told us. But sis, this is how he's expressing himself.
Why should he have told you?
For what?
I just feel like people look for something to complain about so they could just like run with it and drag it out. Like,
absolutely.
Okay, he had a son and he didn't want to tell everybody. Half of y'all don't even know who your fathers are. Who are you to judge anybody? Like, people are so judgmental, and that's what I hate. They forget that celebrities are people. And he didn't have to share anything with us.
Right.
But the fact that he did shows how much he appreciates the fact that we listen to his music. So instead of you taking his album and enjoying it for the art that it is, you turn it into a whole murder, like he killed XXX. This foolishness. You turn it into a whole confession, and then you turn him into a deadbeat father. And
oh my God, I never heard the XXX thing.
It's never black excellence. But you notice when Drake puts things out, they never say black excellence. They never acknowledge him as a black man.
Which is sad to me.
Which is so sad.
I never understood that. I'm
that's
like,
the other conversation.
Black,
oh my God.
Sis. He's black.
Like, the way we treat biracial people.
It's horrible.
In the black culture is ridiculous. Like, but let them say, oh, I'm biracial, I'm not black. We ready to tell them how black they
black. Stop it.
But let them
curls.
Like, it's just so amazing to me how we can be so mean to each
backwards.
Ass backwards.
It's always been that way. Like, as far as like even with skin complexion and everything.
It's so stupid.
It seems like that's coming back now in the industry. What do you think about that?
I think it pisses me off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And it's a lot of things that don't piss me off, but colorism pisses me off. Like, all my life I had to deal with, you're pretty for a brown skin girl. You're pretty for a brown skin girl. You're pretty for a brown skin girl.
Me too,
I used to
sis.
have long hair. I used to have light skinned girls in my school try to cut my hair off. Just stuff that didn't make any sense to me.
Me too, sis.
And, you know, I'm getting older, and I'm just like, it makes me mad, and it also makes me sad that we allowed ourselves to be conditioned like this. As strong as we are, we still allow ourselves to be brainwashed. Not all of us. I can't say the whole race is brainwashed, but a good majority of us is just like all messed up in the head. Like, you look at me and you don't see yourself. Like, when I look at a light-skinned girl, I see myself regardless.
Right.
Because let them decide they want to come and take us and put us in camps. You're going too.
Right. It don't matter.
No
They're going to be
different.
like, well, you know, maybe we could take her last.
Yeah,
But
they put you in a house,
sis.
you're still a slave. If they put you in a house, you're still a slave.
Absolutely.
Just because I'm outside and you're inside, it makes no difference. So instead of you looking at me and embracing me, you rather just like make me feel uncomfortable for being just like you.
I have to say one thing about our culture that's actually changing, and I'm happy about it. I'm seeing more diversity in the women that they choose to be in videos and even in ads, because at one point there were only, you know, lighter, fairer skinned black women in the shows, in the videos and everything. And I've gotten that too. Like, you're pretty for a dark skin. Oh, that shit hurt my soul. Because I'm like, what? I'm pretty for any girl. What you mean?
Like, I can't just be pretty. It's like when a guy tell me, "Oh, you a fire female rapper." I'd be like, "No, I'm a fire rapper."
Period.
Like,
yes,
leave it at that. Because if I start, I really could just go into all types of conversation topics. Because like, it's ridiculous. People are ridiculous. The culture is ridiculous. The culture needs to take a look at itself and just like reevaluate and just clean house. Like, there's a lot of things that, you know, hip hop culture. I feel like there's so much more that they could do. As far as with their influence, I look at some rappers and I'm just like, why are you not speaking about certain things? Like, I don't care about your Rolex. Like, I don't care about the materialistic things. Like, it's nice to look at, but like, that doesn't help me. Like, while you get to enjoy your Rolex every day, I have to sit at home and be scared if I go outside late and get stopped by the cops
with the
that I
ramen
might
noodles.
get killed. Yeah,
sis,
right?
I feel you. I actually posted that today about how it doesn't matter about the amount of followers you have, what you have in your pocket. I could care less. It's about your creativity. And if your creativity doesn't match with them followers, you don't get my time.
Yes, and people really
simple
take validation, and they feel like their Instagram really validates their credibility in the world. Like, it drives me crazy. People think that they're really hot, like really, really hot. They be having like, and you know what? I'm gonna call it what it is. A lot of people be buying their followers and buying their SoundCloud views. Like, and I'd be damned if I do it. I rather have 100. Like, I'm good with my 500 listens. I'm good with my 200 listens and my 100 listens. Because I had somebody stop me on a train one time who knew who I was and said, "You'd be surprised at the effect that you have on people. It could be a small group, but you'd be surprised at the effect that you have."
Absolutely.
And after that, I didn't stress a view. I didn't stress any of that anymore, because at the end of the day, somebody out there listening. They dancing, they bobbing their head, they feeling good, and that's all that matters. That audience is going to grow if you put in that work.
Absolutely.
It don't matter
it's all about consistency.
if you got 15K followers, because do you have 15K talent? Like, do you have 15K bars? Because half of y'all really can't rap, and I feel like that's the other thing. Like, hip hop is not as serious as it was before. Like, these rappers be saying the most stupidest things, and they really be acting like this is bars, like they the best top 5 rappers. Like, what happened to people like Method Man? Like, Method Man, you could tell him to spit on spot, and like, that's why I always practice my freestyling, because I really want to be nice. Like, I want to be like Kendrick nice, like Eminem nice. Like, I'm nice.
To just get it off.
I'm alright. Let me get some Henny in me. I'm done.
Stop it. You're not alright, because
to me, I'm alright.
That was a pretty dope freestyle.
Thank
and
you.
like I said, first female to ever sit here and represent, you know, women. And I was like, okay, she's going bar for bar. I was like, I don't know if the record stopped or she did.
No, because I started getting tripped up in my head. I'm like, because I think too much. Like, right now, I'm completely sober. I've been sober all day. I'm not going to smoke weed. So, like, sometimes I like to go puff a little bit before I go rap. So, I'm completely sober. This is me, like, doing something I normally don't do. So, I'm just, like, in my head while I'm rapping. I'm thinking at the same time, like, oh, my God, what do you say next?
That's what happens, you know?
So, I got a little tripped up.
You know, I'm glad you got out your comfort zone for me, though.
Yeah, that's good, though,
I'm glad. That's dope. Let's talk about this EP.
Yes.
It Jutsu?
Jutsu, yes.
Jutsu. Why that name? What in
anime? I got it from Naruto. Mm-hmm. That's my all-time favorite anime because I watched one episode, I'm back in my bag. Like, it's so inspiring. Like, you got somebody in a village that nobody was rooting for. Everybody talked bad about him all the time. That's my life. I was never good in school. I failed a lot. And that's what he did. And even though he failed, he still became the best ninja in his village. And he took over his village and was the leader of his village after that. Like, even after they talked about him, he still embraced those same people with love. And I was like, that's an art within itself.
Correct.
So I was like, I have to name it Jutsu because Jutsu means art. And then he has like these jutsus that he does, a technique that he does for martial arts. I love martial arts. Like,
okay.
I'm trying to get into Krav Maga right now. Yeah. Oh. I was doing, I did karate for a little bit when I was younger. Then my dad took me out because I fight a lot. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm older.
He made a smart decision, though.
Yeah, because I would have really been beating people up. Like, especially in high school. Like,
that one.
You was looking out. But I want to get into Krav Maga, like.
That's another level.
Really, though, because you know what? Being a woman, I walk the street sometimes, and I walk the street scared. Especially somebody that dealt with sexual harassment before, dealt with stuff like that. So I know how scary it can be. And I'm just like, imagine you walking the street like a black belt, knowing that if anybody came up to you, even if it was a group, you can handle yourself.
You would
like. And then imagine, and it's also a spiritual thing, because they teach you how to line up mind, body, and spirit. Imagine passing that on to your kids. And then passing it on to their kids. And that becomes a tradition in your family that everybody knows martial arts now. So now it's not just a hobby for you. That becomes something that becomes a part of your lineage and your family. So that's being constantly...
on the family.
Word, though. Like, that's so valid. Like, I really wanted to do that. It's something, I think it's called Qi Kong or something like that, where it's like energetic work, too. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. I have so many things that I want to do in life. Like, you think I'm going to live to 1,000 with all the things that I want to do.
You're
like...
Right.
Right?
You right.
You never know.
With the energy that you're giving off to me right now, like I'm not, like I don't, do the crystals or anything like that, but I'm definitely big on vibes. Yeah. And I can tell I've met, you're not the first female rapper that I met. Of course, I've met other female rappers, but only you, I was like, yeah, you definitely come on. Definitely.
I remember the first day we met.
Yeah,
I was so pleasant. I was like, I like her. She was so pleasant.
I went to your mom and I was like, oh wait, hi mom. By the way,
and my mom and not my stepdad anymore, but my mom and my brother's father. Even my grandmother came to that show. My grandmother was at that show. Like, you would never think that they'll be supporting their kid if they wanted to be a rapper. Like, I was like, Mom, I'm not going back to college. I'm just gonna come home and I'm gonna just invest in rap, and that's it. But she really thinks I could really rap. Like, she really is.
It's no thing. She know because she was there. She was there, right there with you, and that's one of the things that attracted me to you is because you didn't come with like 10 people, doing a lot of other stuff. You was dolly with your mom, which is how I come sometimes. I'm by myself with my boyfriend or my mother.
Right.
So that just speaks volumes to me because you stand alone, like,
I'm a lone wolf. I always say that.
Ooh.
Right. How at the moon. It's a full moon tonight, too. That was perfect.
Really?
Yeah, it's really a full moon tonight.
That's dope.
I love being alone, though. Like, I cut all my friends off, so it was just like, I have friends from college, but they do their own thing, so we can't always see each other. So I'm literally always alone. Mm-hmm. But my little sister, she turned 21 next month.
About to be lit?
So it's about to be lit. That's my right-hand man right there. Like, that's my right-hand man. Like, she go everywhere with me, but she couldn't go because she wasn't 21, so I had to leave her at home. But now it would be me, her, and my mom. But I had to bring my mom and my grandmother. My grandmother gangster. She was like, I want to come. I want to see rappers. Like, she like Lil Wayne and Drake.
Oh, really?
So she loved them. So anything that's rap, she'll listen to it. Like, yeah, she's with it.
Wow.
Even though she got her hair in a little messed up, she be sitting there like, my hair out.
What they say, baby?
Really, though.
What they say?
Trying to break down bars with me.
Oh, okay, that's popping.
She's a mess. She's really a mess. I appreciate it, though. I really appreciate it because I always felt so unsupported in my life, especially by my family. I always felt like the black sheep. I gotta admit, I'm a little bit different to everybody in my family. Like, my mom comes to me for advice. My grandmother comes to me for advice. I don't really go to other people for advice. It's always people that come to me.
I'm telling you, sis, it's your energy. It's
your doing something right.
You doing something right.
Yes.
You doing something right because that's big. I'm big on energy. Like, if I get the wrong vibe, just a little bit of the wrong vibe or shade, I'd be like, you know what?
Snip, snip.
Sis?
gotta go.
Sis.
I don't have a problem kicking people out of my life now. Before I used to have a problem letting go, but now like I'll send somebody packing, like, no problem, you can go.
No issues.
No issues at all.
Is there any of that shows in the track list that you got going on for the EP?
Yes, I'm talking about men, because these past couple months, I was on a celibacy break, and
I saw that.
I got back in.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it was short-lived. It was only a year, so I was just like, I was done. I can't do this. I can't do a whole year. I did 2 years before, so I was like, I can't do this again. I just gonna have to go out, because like, what if I die tomorrow? Like, damn, go out there and get you some. Like, so I was like, no, I had to end it. So I got back into dating. And, like, it hasn't even been a full month yet, and here come the lies, like, and, you know, I have this, like, childhood love, I guess you could, childhood love, and, you know, he's locked up, and here comes the lies, like, it's just the lies, and I'm tired of it.
You about to go back on celibacy, or?
No, I'm going to stay off my celibacy. I'm going to stay off of it. I just have to choose wisely, so I'm just really going to choose. It's more than a physical thing for me.
Yeah, of course.
I don't need to meet somebody who could teach me something.
Absolutely. That's what all women want. We want something that's going to enrich not only our body, but our soul and our mind.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
like,
if you're not tapping into this, I'm like,
I don't want
that's
you.
The only thing that really attracted me to my boyfriend, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning, we weren't intimate at all for a
That's
long
so
time. So what kept me going was like, yo, he's dope. Like, just his energy is just like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I can't wait.
I fucks with you.
I've been single for 6 years now. I haven't even been in a relationship in a whole 6 years.
Girl, stick with me.
I'm just like,
we'll go out and find you somebody that's worthy.
Right.
I'm telling you right now.
I need a king. I mean, I'm not saying I need you to be like, you know, you want to be the pants in a relationship, but I want, you know, somebody you can trust with your feelings to lead you, you know. Sometimes when I don't feel like, you know, my best, because you got them days where you're just not feeling your best.
Yeah, today
like I need you to. Yeah, today was not my day today. I was just like, I don't know what I think it was the heat. That was really driving me crazy. I think it was the heat.
I don't know. It was something about the air. Like when I woke up this morning, I was like, nah,
not today.
Go back to sleep. Nah, go back to sleep. I'm not with it. So why don't you tell everybody, you know, what your next project is? Tell them more about jutsu.
Yes.
I want to get that right. That word, I was like, oh shit, that's some original shit. And tell them what the next showcase is gonna be.
I haven't even really been doing showcases since the last one I did, because I've been just trying to focus on like where I was trying to go with the EP. But you know, it's jutsu, it means art, and it's basically a look into my very complicated mind. Like, I'm a woman of many talents. I have many layers, and I'm trying to capture at least a good 10 of those layers. 10. And I could break them down. Because I started talking about, you know, how non-attachment, I don't really get emotionally attached. I have a problem with it like that. So I talk about that a lot. I have a love song. It's called Mother Effing Love Song, but it's not a traditional love song that most women would make. It's a love song. Like, my first line is, I love when you shut the fuck up, ho. That was the first line of the song. So I'm trying to give people a glimpse of who I am, because people really don't understand me sometimes. They're like, you here one day, then you're here next day. Like, how do you really feel? But no, I feel all of these things. So I'm trying to take all my emotion and put it into my song. So I have 5 songs, but I definitely could break down 10 layers into 5 songs. You'd be surprised.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready to hear everything.
I can't
Tell them
wait
where they can find all your music at. And
you can find me on SoundCloud. I have to update my Spinnerella. I'm going to update my Spinnerella. I was going to wait because, you know, I had a little plan. But, you know, I'm going to add something. I have some extra music that I'm going to put out. But you can find me on SoundCloud, Acie Slayter, ACIE, Slay, SLAYTOR. And you can also find me. I'm going to be on Apple Music, like, in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be on Apple Music. Yes. Got my single coming out, you know.
Yes,
I can't wait until I record these other 2 songs. I think I'm just going to drop those 2 as singles, too, because I got their fire. 2 sample tracks, too. And they are dope. And I bought the exclusive rights to those songs because they're fire. Like, I have to put those out too. So I'll be on Apple Music too. So, you know, look for me. You can also follow me on Instagram, acie.slayter. Yeah, same spelling. It's that simple. I try to keep it simple. I think I'm gonna change it to AC soon though. Just keep it nice and simple.
I like the Acie though.
You do?
Yeah.
Some people tell me, oh, why that's your name? I don't like it. A lot of my cousins, that's like, you know, they don't really like it. They don't feel like it's
Sis, but we working
street.
on us.
Yeah, like,
it's all right.
Just take it.
Find me how you find me. Find me how you find me. So that was the lovely Acie Slayter, standing for Ascension, creativity, intellect, and energy.
Yes.
And you already know where you can find me at. You know what I'm saying? Spilling the tea at Spilling the Tea on Instagram. Spilling the Tea, www.spillingthetea.com. I have my own site. I'm going to update it because sometimes people are like, you know, you got to merge the two. And I'd be like, no, just follow that.
Right? Like,
I don't know.
Why does it have to be so complicated?
Just do that. And of course, you already know what to do. Subscribe.
Definitely.
For everything.
Hit that subscribe button.
Everything. This is me. I'm out.
Deuces.